meeting. We have a great club. One of the most important things that this club offers is a lot of fun where you get work. And there's Sandra. Welcome to Sandra. She made it, and we're so glad. Going on with something that I think I was remiss in all these years is that I didn't go to the Toastmasters Leadership Institute, the TLI, and those are amazingly valuable. If you want to advance in your, who here wants to advance in their career? Raise your hand. Who here wants to make more money? Raise your hand. Who here thinks somebody's going to do it for you? Nobody. Ha! Michael, yeah, he's going to do it for himself. The thing about careers is that you do it for yourself. But the thing about Toastmasters, it's one of the few places you're going to get a mentor with great experience. And that happens at the Toastmasters TLI. You will meet leaders in industry who will guide you, who want to guide you. And it's not, do this for me, I'll do that for you. It's, let me share my experience. That's the value of this training. For $90 a year, you get an entire career of information and leadership. And that's my sales pitch for the TLI. Thank you. Take it away, VP of Education.
Thank you, Madam President. So today, my 1 minute of education is in regards to filler words because it's a struggle for everyone. So here are my tips to avoid filler words. Step 1, become aware of your biggest offenders. What is the word that you say all the time? I say so all the time. The next thing is pinpoint when it is worse. Is it when you're nervous? Is it at the beginning of sentences? Is it in transitions? Find out when do you say it the most. Third, record yourself so you can see yourself in action, hear yourself in action, and it'll better help you pinpoint those things. Number 4, count those words. So if you don't have Toastmasters in your life to count those words for you, have somebody else count them for you. If not, record yourself and go back and count your words, your filler words. The next thing is to slow down. And last but not least, stick to short sentences. You don't have to sound all big and big and smart using big old words and big old long sentences. Just keep it cool, keep it calm, and you'll be okay. Thank you. And I'll pass this back over to our Madam President.
Thank you very much. And on that order of not having too big of sentences and not having sentences too long, here's a hint. Go to Hemingway Editor, and that will clean up your speech and any writing that you do in the most succinct and clear way possible. That's my new trick that I'm teaching my editors and my writers. That said, I'm going to turn our meeting over to our illustrious and wonderful Sandra Merrill, our Toastmaster of the day. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Madam President. I do apologize, fellow Toastmasters, for my tardiness, but I made it, and that's, I hope, the important thing here today. Did we decide before the meeting started if we're going to do round robins for the evaluations?
We did not decide, but I think it's just been decided right now.
Oh, I was going to ask our general evaluator today how she felt about that. Since we don't have formal evaluators, Shanita, how do you feel about doing quick round robins for our speakers today?
I'm okay with that.
Fabulous. We have a plan. That is our plan. And with that plan, we can start introducing our functionaries. Mimi, are you also a counter? Have you already been recording mine? Please tell us, how will you help us cure that particular habit of those awkward sounds we make?
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. As I mentioned earlier, you need somebody to count these filler words. So today I am your designated filler word counter. So I will be looking for so, and anything else you have in your toolbox of filler words. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam Counter. Do you mind changing your hat?
Yes.
As timer today, what other bad habits will you be helping us cure ourselves of?
Thank you. In the world of timing, I will make sure that you are not blabbing too long and that hopefully you will go long enough to get your point across. So when you have gotten there and you're doing just fine, I'll give you a green. When you have some time left, I'll give you yellow. And when it is time to wrap it up and you got 30 seconds left, I'll give you the red. If you go past those 30 seconds, you will hear your own personal round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As you were speaking about having your own personal counter in life, I would like to have my own personal timer in life, just following me around with the red card. I don't believe that we came up with a word of the day today, but because I wanted to go with the theme of a bright, sunshiny day today for our meeting, because our sunshine has been so muddled in the sky for the past week with all the smoke and the haze. I thought that perhaps theming the meeting bright and sunshiny would cause the sun to shine brighter today, and we're still working on it. The day is not yet over. Why don't we go with sunshine as the word of the day? Any objections?
No.
Fabulous. Our first speaker today is Art Rubio, and I have an introduction for him. He is working today in the innovative planning path. It is going to be number 3, the first one, called Present a Proposal. Now, the title of his speech is How to Help with the Big Turnover Rate in the Selling Smartphones Industry. Now, Art has come up with a process that he calls the 3-step process to experience results right away, which is when we all want them. Step 1 is understanding the mindset of a successful sales professional. Step 2 might be copyrighted, but he says just do it. And step 3 is give every customer with an excellent experience. Now that you've built your outline on a piece of paper to listen to what Art has to say, please help me welcome Art with his speech.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Yes, there is a problem. And that problem is there is a high turnover rate in the selling smartphone industry. A source of that problem is there is lack of training for new sales professionals. I've come up with a solution called the 3-step process to start experiencing results right away. As Sandy has mentioned, step 1 is about understanding the mindset of a successful sales professional. Step number 2 is simply just do the work. There's no secret pill. There's no secret magical path that's going to cause success. And step number 3 is simply about giving every customer an excellent experience. So I've been in this industry for 5 years, and I've noticed that there's 3 reasons why I firmly believe there's a high turnover rate in this industry. Is number 1, people are not mentally prepared for a sales position. Sometimes people don't realize that how someone operates when they run off on 100% commission is different from how someone would operate when they're getting paid hourly or if they're getting a salary. New sales professionals are not always educated on how to handle rejection. And because of that, sometimes they don't always go all in their sales careers because of fear of rejection. Also, what new sales professionals don't realize is that their own habits, their own buying habits can actually stop them. Their own personal buying habits can actually determine the success or failure of their sales career. And that's why step number 1 is all about understanding the mindset of a successful sales professional, because this is, in my belief, this is the most important step out of all the 3 steps. It's about laying the right foundation from day 1 and setting these new sales professionals, setting them up for success from the start so they don't make common mistakes. The second reason why I believe there's a high turnover rate in this industry is because these new sales professionals are not mentally prepared. They tend to procrastinate and they tend to operate with very little to no urgency from the beginning. And then 3-4 months go by And when they're not making any money, they're panicking and they leave the company. So that's why my step number 2 is simply about just doing the work. Again, there's no magic pill. There's no magical secret path to experience results. It's simply about just doing the work. Pick up the phone, make the phone calls, follow up with your customers, be on the sales floor, and be ready and eager to work with as many customers as you can. And take action on presenting a solution and presenting a product or service to a customer without letting the fear of rejections stop people from taking action. So that's why my step number 2 is just about just do the work and do it consistently every single day, and don't take a single day for granted. The third reason why I believe there's a high turnover rate in the selling smartphones industry is a lot of new salespeople take their customers for granted. And people don't realize that taking their customers for granted is the equivalent of throwing money away. That's why my step number 3 is about giving every customer an excellent experience, because by giving every customer an excellent experience, that's going to highly increase the chances of making an initial sale into a bigger sale, because you'll know the needs and wants of a customer. And that's going to highly increase the chances of getting referrals from that customer. And it's going to increase the chances of getting repeat business from the initial customer and their referrals. And that's where the real money is made, through referrals. So how would I encourage an industry to implement my 3-step process? Well, being in the industry for 5 years, I can say that not every manager do they always use their time productively. So I would encourage managers to channel their energy so they can increase their awareness of the strengths and weaknesses of their salespeople. And I would encourage these managers to make sure that every new salesperson that comes on board, that they become proficient in each of the 3 steps, in each of these 3 steps that I have presented. Because at the end of the day, salespeople are going to look forward to going to work more often. That's going to increase the chances of them staying with the company longer, because they're seeing results right away. And at the end of the month, managers are going to be making more money at the end of the month based on their bonuses. So at the end of the day, everybody wins. Salespeople win, managers win, the company wins. So in summary, there's a problem. That problem is there's a big turnover rate in the selling smartphones industry. And a source of that problem is there's a lack of sales training for new sales professionals. So I've come up with my solution called the 3-step process to start experiencing results right away that will create a well-oiled machine in almost any industry that involves selling smartphones. And as a summary, these 3 steps are: number 1, understanding the mindset of a successful sales professional. Number 2, simply just do the work. And number 3, it's give every customer an excellent experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Art. Madam Timer, can you give us 1 minute on the clock so we can jot down our thoughts that we'd like to share with Art, either in the round robin or would like to chat to him privately right now?
1 minute on the clock. 10 seconds remaining.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the final countdown. Thank you. Our next speaker today is Janet Sellers. Janet is working from Innovative Planning. Indeed. Wow. I feel a theme in this meeting today. Our innovators and our planners within our ranks. She is working on Inspire Your Audience. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech. The title of her speech is You Are Invited. Janet Sellers is an artist, a writer, and a speaker. Today, she is going to share some of her presentation and some of her art images for her next art exhibit, and this week, Friday, at the Hummingbird Festival, as well as on next week's Art Hop in Monument. Colorado, it's on Thursday, August 19th from 5 to 8 p.m. Janet's going to be exhibiting some of her newest artworks and some of her favorites. Stay tuned for a sneak peek of the Hummingbird Festival this Friday and the paintings for both exhibitions. Please help me welcome Janet Sellers with You're Invited.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. Many times when I talk to corporate groups and people in business, I talk about art. Some of them say, I wasn't planning on being interested in that, and you made me interested. Well, I hope I do that today as well. Who has ever heard of Steve Jobs? Raise your hand. Well, just so you know, what started him off on his career and his greatest success was a calligraphy class that he took in college. He was inspired by the beautiful letters, by the forms and the spaces, and he loved it. And when he began to design Apple with Steve Wozniak, he said to himself, we're going to have beauty. Now, technology, if you didn't know about this, it might be before your time. We had dot matrix, little dots making up the letters that we had to read. And he said, we're going to make it beautiful. We're going to make our stuff beautiful, what we sell beautiful, and everything that we do will be beautiful. And even Microsoft copied them because they were so successful with the beauty. He said that if he had not taken that calligraphy class, he would not have known the beauty of writing, the beauty of products, and had the feeling of creativity. Does anybody here think creativity is crazy? No, of course not. Most of the most successful business people say that their business is their art because they use their creativity when they do it. So today I want to tell you about art and life, some of the famous people who have done art and become successful business people through art as their inspiration, and some art opportunities for you to either actively or passively enjoy art and create your life for yourself. I told you about Steve Jobs, and you may not know that some of our most powerful political people in history were artists. Has anybody ever heard of Winston Churchill? Anybody? He painted in his spare time. And as he painted, he was able to solve problems for some of the most critical things in the most recent last 100 years of history. And he credited his peace of mind and his creative sense for solving those problems with painting because it freed him. It freed him spatially, it freed him mentally, it freed him emotionally. Going back further in history, very far, some of the inventions that we use now, such as helicopters, rocket ships, and a while back, cannons and catapults, came from an artist you may have heard named Leonardo Da Vinci. He invented things by drawing. And when you think of the word drawing, it means to draw in. You draw in your thoughts and you put them into action by making a drawing. Those are famous people in art. And I'd like to offer you the opportunity anytime you like. Now, you can take one of these and make notes. Or you can take one of these and make notes. Which one do you think will stick with your mind and help you be creative and move forward? It's not that one. It's this one. This one is a passive way. Goes into your brain in a shallow center and falls out. How many of you can remember emails you wrote last month? Right? Anything you wrote with a pencil went through more neural pathways. Sticks in your brain. I'd like to challenge each of you to think about picking up a pencil and either writing or drawing something, even if you stink at it, because it's going to help your mind. Now I'm going to see if I can share this screen with you to give you an opportunity to do some of this wonderful stuff. Let's see if I can do this. If I can't, I'll just tell you about it. Share the screen. I may need our VP of Magic to help
Try
me
now.
because I'm trying to get the screen sharing going of this screen, and it's not working for me.
It should be working now. You should have permissions to share your screen now.
Okay, let's see.
And you're at 5 minutes, by the way.
Okay, well, I'll do this. Oh, yeah, I may not. See if it'll do it anyway. It's desktop. Try to do this before the meeting ends so that I can show you some of the work I've been working on. It's called Colorado Rocks, and I have some of the most famous rocks in Colorado. And the hummingbirds, I have that. One of the things at the Hummingbird Festival, if you can come, and I know a lot of you work on Friday, but if you can come, I will.
We can't hear you, Janet. Something with your audio going.
Again, art and life is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. Square away some time. Give yourself the discipline to make some art, to make some drawings, or just to sketch a little bit. And you will find that your success and that minor meditation of doing a little drawing with the pencil is going to help you succeed in your life, because it'll give you the creativity moments that you need to fulfill that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet. Madam Timer, can you give us 1 minute on the clock to jot down our thoughts so we can share them with Janet?
Yes, 1 minute on the clock.
That'll give Michael a moment to get prepared for table topics.
Could you see the hummingbird when I put it up?
Yes.
It's my equipment. It's not me, and it's not you.
All right, minute is up.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. That means it is time for us to try out our impromptu speaking skills. Michael Aragon is going to lead us in a rousing session of table topics today. Please help me welcome Michael.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandra. Today, our theme for the meeting is sunshine. So I have picked some sunshine-related questions. Janita, would you be willing to be our first speaker?
No choice.
All right, Chinita. You've probably heard the song, You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine. Who in your life is your sunshine?
The person that is my sunshine is me. I am my sunshine. Every day when I get up, because of my positive thinking, I say my positive thoughts and affirmations to make sure that I am that sunshiny person. Sometimes, I wish my skin wasn't melanated so that people would call me sunshine, because it's like, I can't get, people don't call me sunshine because of my melanated skin. But I really try. I'm going for the gold tone. I go for the gold tone. I want to be like a golden child. That's my goal, is to be like a gold sunshiny person that adds chi to the room and a lot of energy. And so instead of sunshine, it's golden. That's it. I'm going for a golden array to add some, sparkle and shine to the room, to my life and to your life.
Thank you, Chinita, our friend, our sunshine.
Your golden array.
Yeah, a golden ray. Mimi, you have no choice.
Okay.
It is not good to look directly into the sun. In fact, I would say it's stupid to look into the sun. Would you tell us about the time you think you did something stupid, like look in the sun?
Thank you for that question. So I'm probably one of those stupid people, first of all, who looks into the sun. I literally go outside and take my little mini breaks. I call them my sunshine breaks. And I literally go outside and I stand there with my hands on my hips like a little kid. And I look up to the sun. I open my eyes a little bit. If it's too bright, I close them, but I pretend that I'm looking at it and I absorb some of its energy and stuff like that. But other than that, what's the stupid thing that I do on a regular basis? I actually talked about on my show, which is I start my podcast on a regular basis with my microphone on mute. I have recorded entire shows, whole 30 minutes on mute. And I don't know until I go to edit it and there's nothing there. There's no little lines there. Every blue moon I get lucky and I might get about 5 or 6 minutes in and realize, oh, nobody can hear me. But the stupid thing that I do, quite frankly, on a regular basis, and I'm so embarrassed of because it's a lack of preparation, is that I start shows on mute. Thank you for that question.
You're welcome. Let's see, Toastmaster timer, do we have time for more or?
Yes, go ahead for one more.
One more? All right, let's see. Everyone has spoken except, well, Sandra, I'll pick on you since you haven't given a speech. Let's see. Sandra, do you prefer the sun or the clouds?
Thank you.
You have to go on the website or you're going to be lost. So,
Do I prefer the sun or the clouds? That's a very difficult question to answer. I do not have a preference because there is a time for the sun and there's an equally good time for the clouds. When we first moved here to Colorado from Wisconsin, the amount of sun, relentless sun, completely took me by surprise. I had no idea how easy it was to get sunburned so quickly because I really didn't have a good idea of how much closer to the sun we were. So while I was out enjoying the sunshine, which I thought was pretty neat that it was here all of the time, I was blazing my face and my neck and my arms and my chest into a lovely shade of cherry tomato on a regular basis. And I found that I sometimes missed the clouds that I wished away on such a regular basis in Wisconsin. So it's a good example of you don't know what you've got until you don't have quite as much of it. I don't have a preference, much like people don't have a favorite child, except for that one child. I do not have a favorite feature in the sky, be it the sun, the moon, the clouds, or the stars. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Sandra. So today we had 3 great table topics. We heard from Janita, our sunshine. We heard from Mimi, who starts things on mute. And we heard from Sandra, who talked about that she doesn't prefer neither the sun nor the clouds over each other. If you could send your votes to me in the chat, I will count them up and show them to you all later. Thanks so much, and I'll turn it back to you, Toastmaster.
Thanks, Michael. It's time for us to get to that rubber hits the road part of the meeting where we get our immediate feedback that we pick up and we take with us the rest of our day and the rest of our week. Leading us in the evaluations portion of the meeting is our general evaluator, your friend, the sunshine, the golden one, Janita Lynn. Please help me welcome her.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our meeting today is, I am just so happy that we are a team that is accomplishing our goal to have our Toastmasters meeting. I am proud of us. You have so many people that are just have so many things that they need to do that they're not even able to attend. And I feel sorry for them. They're not continuing to build this closeness that we have as a group. And so I do want to go over that, Mimi, your 3 ways that keep us from using fillers. That was awesome. Again, we need those reminders often. So thank you for reminding us about our fillers. Our Toastmaster, you made it. Yay! Thank you for being here, Toastmaster Sandra. And Arturo, your speech helping salespeople. I'm a salesperson. It did give me the 3 things that I need to be aware of as a salesperson: to watch my mindset, understanding about consistency, and doing the work. Thank you. Also, Janet, hummingbirds. You love hummingbirds. That's beautiful. I love hummingbirds too, but not as much as you. But thank you for giving us some more the invitation to the Hummingbird Festival. And oh, one great thing, those points about Steve Jobs and Winston Churchill, those 2 points, those were some really good points. I never knew about artists, that they were artists. Thank you for those points. I'll put those in my memory bank. Some good information to pull out at the right moment. So yes, our meeting was informative as usual. We're on time. Our timing was great.
So you want to do the round robin, right?
Thank you, core group.
So we're going to, Shanita, you want to do the round robin evaluations, right?
Oh, I thought this was a general evaluation. Sorry.
You're the general evaluator, but you still have to lead the evaluation portion of the meeting.
Okay, well, there's a general evaluation. So now for the round robin, everybody, let's tell us how you feel about Arturo's speech. Arturo's speech, Mimi, you're first.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. What I'm going to do is give everybody about 30 to 45 seconds to give their reports. So my 30 to 45 seconds are, first and foremost, I want to thank you for giving us a roadmap to follow, Art. Sandy gave it to us. You gave it to us. You told us what you was going to tell us. You told us, and then you told us again. So we definitely got our 3 things, if nothing else. What I noticed is you have this thing that I do. We can't be moving around while we're talking. So I'm going to take a note out of your book as far as standing up to speak, because that'll keep us both from doing this right here. And that's all I have. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator.
Go, Chinita, call each one.
Absolutely. So we will go on to Michael.
Cool. I felt, well, first of all, I have to say, I always love a super well organized speech, and your speech was like so organized. Also, I also felt really drawn in, and I think I'm just going to go buy a cell phone from you because I really want to have that experience from you of buying a cell phone, even though I don't need one.
Thank you, Michael.
Is Janet. Janet, tell us what your evaluation for Arturo, please.
Thank you. I concur with the other sunshiny people who talked about your talk. I love the organization and the fact that you
I think we have lost Janet. Let's move on.
Okay. So Sandra is
have it.
not
It's
available.
absolutely charming.
Oh, there, she's back.
It's charming, but I think you'll have greater impact if you watch those and even practice and hear yourself, as Mimi mentioned, listen to yourself and say, I did it again, and count how many times you do finish the words and don't. And that will help you to be more complete. And then I want to see you on the big screen because you are very impactful. Thank you.
Okay, so next, I guess we're going to just move on to the evaluation for the next speaker. And our next speaker, Janet. Mimi, would you like to give us your evaluation for Janet?
Yes, thank you so very much. First and foremost, I love the outfit. Part of presentation is not just what comes out of our mouth. Our content only makes up for 30% of it. So part of it is our presence, and you definitely gave us presence today. I want to recommend that you always test out your equipment before the meeting and then at the meeting before the meeting starts. So that way, you know, you've practiced twice, you know, live and before we got here. So that way you'll be like a pro because you're already a pro. And I think that would just level you up even more when you get your technology moving as flowy and fluid as you are. So thank you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. Arturo, please give us your evaluation for Janet.
Thank you. Maybe later I can get the evaluation from Sandy. I did not get feedback from Sandy. But my feedback for Janet is great pace. I really liked your pace, Janet. I really like how you involved your audience, not just once, but I think 2 to 3 times you involved your audience. Looks like you did well research on the speakers, on like Steve Jobs and Churchill and Da Vinci. I think it was Da Vinci or Leonardo, one of those you mentioned. I really liked your idea about writing versus typing. Actually, for my whole speech, I wrote it all out instead of typing it up, so I can relate to that. You did some of the parts that I would recommend to work on is, yes, you did have some technical problems, and there was a point that I just did not get the full message because the audio wasn't there. And at the end of the speech, it was a great speech, but at the end of the speech, I did not get 100% clear understanding of what the message was about. And the audio, not hearing the audio, the full audio is part of the reason why, I believe. Thank you.
Okay, Michael, may we get your evaluation of Janet's speech, please?
Janet, I always feel like every time you give a speech, I start seeing hummingbirds more and more, because you always, I don't know what it is, but there's definitely some sort of correlation, and I love it. The one thing that I did notice about your speech that I thought it seems like I'm picking up, but I also want to say is I liked the little trivia facts that you had included this time about the Winston Churchill and things like that, and Steve Jobs. It seems like, to me, and it sounds like everyone else really enjoyed that piece of your speech, something a little new for everyone. So thank you.
Next is back to the Toastmaster.
Our Toastmaster is no longer with us, so you can pass it to the president.
Thank you so much for all of your evaluations. Back to our president.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for that. This is the end portion of our meeting, and we have still something very exciting to learn, and that would be our Table Topics Master giving the award for the best table topics presentation today. That said, take it away, Michael, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. As the Table Topics Master, I would like to award all of you as the winners today. However, there can only be one winner, and the people have spoken. Mimi is our winner for today. Congratulations, Mimi.
Wow, that is awesome. Thank you, Table Topics Master Michael. And Mimi, congratulations on winning Table Topics. Who would think that when you say you had a failure, that would be the winner? But that's what happened. By being a failure, you are a winner. And I have done that myself. I go to talk. I apologize for my equipment. Every day at some point at lunchtime, this equipment freezes up, and it's not me and it's not you, but living up here in the country, I think there are bears attacking my Wi-Fi. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Do we have anything else we'd like to mention in the meeting? We have a few minutes of free time.
If you don't mind, I'll give my timers report.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Eye counting. I didn't do the best at eye counting, but I did do my timing. So I want to let Art know that if you were in a contest, you went over time, but you were just under to still qualify at 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Okay. Janet, you were at 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Phenomenal. Chanita, you did 1 minute and 39 seconds, and I'm so proud of you because you typically don't make it to a minute in table topics. So let's give her a round of applause for making it past the minute today. Yeah. That is progress. Both our other table topic speakers both had 1 minute and 7 seconds on the dot, me and Sandy. That is all I have for my timing. For our counting, I only really paid attention to our two main speakers today, and I apologize to my table topic people. But you had a so, and I wrote out a whole bunch of O's because it was long. And then I put a plus sign, so. So you had a whole bunch of little so's that you started with. You had starter so's. That's what I wrote down is you have starter so's. Like myself, you say so, and then you start the paragraph. So is a concluding word, just a reminder. So try to find something else to put in that spot. And Janet, no, I didn't write anything down for you. I think I have somebody had a So if you feel like that was you, that's your on my list. Thank you.
Thank you, Mimi, very much. I appreciate that. Everyone, congratulations on coming together and truly being Toastmasters. You rise to the occasion. Now, I have to remind you again that I have told over 130 people at the Toastmasters Leadership Institute to take a look on YouTube at our meetings because they are fun, they are informative, and they are powerful. And people wrote it down because they were excited to